Hello everyone, Thempire Ian here with more new cards. We got new Cool Tune cards, which really bad for Genesis format. Hopefully we hit those things before those even come out, but wow. Okay. But first up, we got a new Wake Up Kuro. Wake Up Kuro is a level 7 wind aqua flip effect monster. Look at her. Cute. 400 attack, 2700 defense. Cannot attack into this thing without getting a little bit of hurt. You gotta use the first, second, and third effects of this card name must return. You can reveal this card in your hand, add a wind flip monster from your deck to your hand, except for Wake Up Kuro, and discard one card. Pretty good. A nice searcher for wind flip monsters like Windy. Flip effect, you can target one other face monster in the field, change it to face down defense position. Oh, okay, so it's just got a Book of Moon effect on it too. Pretty cool. And it can work on your own monsters to set them up to be flipped again, or it can work on your opponent's monsters to, put them face down. Quick effect, you can target one set monster in the field, change it to face up defense position. So it's also got a Book of Taiyu effect on it. Okay, so it's got Book of Moon and Book of Taiyu, and additionally can search a wind flip monster without discarding itself. You just discard one card. You can discard this card. I don't know how you're getting this guy on the field. There are a lot of flip monsters who can do that. It's just I don't know which one you're using. That's what I mean by I don't know how you're getting it on the field. It doesn't have any way to get itself on the field, but there are a lot of monsters who can do that. Really cool that the wake ups are like getting more and more cards. I want to experiment with like a flip deck, just like, I don't know, call it Modern Pac-Man or something. It's not actually, because they're actually going to be flip monsters instead of monsters that flip, and then have effects. Like they're not, because those weren't flip monsters, but like just like a modern like flip deck for Genesis format. But first we're gonna have to have some hits to Cool Tune and Draco Tail still, and maybe Doomsday. Probably all the media decks too. Archmage as well, I don't know. Genesis format's in a weird place. Next up, Solemn Report. A new Solemn has struck. These look a little bit menacing. Maybe they're are they being a little evil by telling Mr. Solomon? Wait, is that what he's supposed to be? Is he supposed to be Solomon? And he's like, it's a pun, Solomon? That's so funny. What? I don't know if that's what it's supposed to be, but if that is what it's supposed to be, that's so funny. But maybe they're being a little bit evil when they tell him about the dress that she stole. Maybe they're being a little bit evil about it. Anyways, there's a translator note that it could be snitching, or it could be report. We prefer report primarily for the ambience of the solemn cards. What? Huh? Anyways, solemn report, counter trap. You can activate this card the turn it was set by revealing one of your, like, it's not a pun in Japanese. Apparently it's God's secret report, but it would be funny if it was if it was called Solemn to reference Solomon in the English. I doubt it. I don't think they thought that hard about the names they were putting on cards back then, but who knows. You can activate this card the turn it was set by revealing one of your other set. I'm going to call him Solomon from now on. I'm just going to call him Solomon from now on. Anyways, when a spell trap card is activated, wait, hold up. Activate this card the turn it was set by revealing one of your other set traps. Crazy. So it gets to activate the turn it was set by just like, you just have to tell your opponent what one of your set traps are. That's insane. What does it do? When a spell trap is activated, like a solemn that you can just activate the turn it was set is crazy. When a spell trap is activated, activate one of these effects. Pay 1500 life points, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. And if you do that, for the rest of the turn, the other player can activate that card's effects, as well as cards with the same original name and their effects. It's a pretty harsh negate. Pretty good. Pay 3000 life points, negate the activation, and if you do, banish that card. Then your opponent banishes all cards with the same original name from their hand and deck. Jesus. I mean, obviously, it's more, but like 3,000 life points is nothing. And then you just get to rip their entire deck for that spell trap. Luckily, it's only spell traps. If this was monsters, it'd be a real problem. But just being spell traps, it's still pretty rough. Holy moly. Yeah, this is a powerful card. I don't know how powerful. I don't think it's crazy powerful. Like, I don't think it's outside the bounds of Yu-Gi-Oh! Powerful. But it is a powerful card. Something to consider for sure. I'm not a huge... I've grown to become not a huge fan of negates as design space. So I'm not like super excited about that necessarily, but I think, you know, if you're gonna talk about like the negates being outside the what we want for design in Yu-Gi-Oh space, then like you're barking up the wrong tree at this point. You're gonna have to make your own format, which I plan to do. Next up, we've got the cool tunes, not the killer tunes, the cool tunes. I almost said killer tunes. I'm scared of these. I'm scared of what these are going to do to my Genesis format that is already not in a good place because of these cards. Cool Tune Rotary. All right. Level 1 Light Cyburst. Is this the first Cyburst in the deck? Level 1 Light Cyber's Tuner, effect monster, 100, 800. If this card on the field be used as synchro material, one tune in your hand can be used as one of the materials. Yeah. Classic killer cool tune. You can only use the first and second card of turn. You can reveal this card and one other tune in your hand immediately after this effect, normal summon one tuner. Wow. Wow. That's really good. If this card is sent to the graveyard as synchro material, you can activate one of these effects. Place one card in your opponent's graveyard on the bottom of the deck. Okay, that's a Rush Duel ass effect. Okay. Look at your opponent's hand, then you can add a Cool Tune spell trap from your deck to your hand. Oh, just hand knowledge. Look, it's just hand knowledge. You don't get the rip. That's cool. I think they do. What ripping did they do beforehand? I know they do a lot of ripping. I know from the extra deck, but I think, did they do any hand stuff too? Hand stuff. Hold up real quick. Add a cool tune. Face up card, negate. God, these cards do so much for a Genesis deck. Target a spell trap, destroy it. Target a monster, destroy it. Use the effect of the ones engrave. Oh, it's from the deck. It's right. That's what it is. It's from the deck, and then this one is one random one from the extra deck, if I remember correctly. Clip is from the extra deck. Yes. Yes, clip is from the extra deck. Cool Tune Q is from the deck. And now we have one that's like, look at your opponent's hand and figure out what they're going on. I think that's actually a cool effect. Looking at your opponent's hand is actually a really cool effect, especially since you're not ripping anything. It gets you the hand knowledge without being annoying, right? I think that's cool. And then you add the fact that it's both look at your opponent's hand and then add a spell trap is a little concerning. But yeah, no, I think that's a really strong card. All right, Cool Tune Crackle, level 5 Dark Thunder Synchro Tuner, 800, 2000. But these things get so big with their all their effects. They get so big. Cool Tune Clip and one or more tuners. You can use the first and second effect of the turn. If this card is synchro summon, you can look at your opponent's extra deck and banish one card from it. Oh. Okay, so fuck. You get a random extra deck banish that banishes it permanently. Then you make Crackle and you get a banish until the end of the turn. Killer Tune or Cool Tune is absolutely full of cards that let you quick synchro on your opponent's turn. There's no stopping. Like you are going to do this on their opponent's turn in their draw step and then immediately fucking banish shit out of their... I don't know if does theirs say that it has to be the main phase at all? You can synchro summon one tuner synchro monster. Quick effect. During the opponent's main phase. Okay. During the main phase. So they take one action, and one action is not enough to get an extra deck monster onto the field. So they take one action, you go, bam, I've already ripped one permanently. Bam, synchro summon a monster. We're gonna banish one card from your extra deck until the end phase, and I get to choose this time. Make this card gain attack equal to banish monsters. And then you do something to send this to the graveyard. I don't know what you're doing exactly, but there's a ton of things you can do. Send this to the graveyards, and then you special summon it back, and then you look at your opponent's extra deck and banish 2 more cards from it until the end phase. So, like, hold up here. You use if you use clip turn 1, rip a card, get clip back to hand or something somehow, or if you don't have a way to get it back to hand, maybe you just save it for the opponent's turn. You use the quick effect, rip another card, two cards ripped out at random, then you make this card, rip another card out that you choose, then you synchro it off, rip 2 more cards that you choose. 5 card rips from the extra deck, dude. What are we doing? We learned nothing from Konami learned nothing from Kashtira. I'm not going to put this on all of us. Konami learned absolutely nothing from Kashtira. What the fuck, dude? That's so annoying. Okay, these cards are going to die in Genesis format. They might die in TCG. Alright, now Cool Tune back to back. Level 10, Dark Fiend Synchro Tuner effect monster, 3200, 0 defense, 1 tuner and 1+ synchro monsters. Okay, makes sense. That's the only way you're going to make this guy anyways, unless you just have a bunch of shit going on. 1 tuner, 1+. You'll use the third effect of this card's name once per turn, twice per turn. They love putting on twice per turns now. Levels of monsters your opponent controls are increased by 2. Okay, yeah, sure, man. Just like mischief of the gnomes ass effect. Let's just fuck up every Ixies and Synchro deck. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. Yeah, man, we're gonna rip 5 cards for your extra deck, and also you can't make Synchros and Xyz anymore because we fucked up your levels. Why? Your tuners can make a second attack during each battle phase. Cool. When your opponent activates a monster effect, quick effect, you can target 1 tuner in your graveyard or banishment, except a level 10 monster, either add it to your hand or special summon it. Then immediately after this effect resolves, you can synchro summon 1 monster. Oh. That's another way to get Rotary back into, or not Rotary, Clip back in rotation to make stuff. So you can use Clip turn 1 as material for something, and then use back to back to, if you've established back to back, which I imagine you have because it is a floodgate, which seems pretty good against certain decks. And then you can just special summon it back to the field and then quick synchro with it with this effect, and then get more rips, more rips, more rips. Wow. Luckily, these are hard ones per turn, so you can only get the 5 or maybe 6 if there's another way to get it back to hand. You are at least limited in some way on the amount of rips you can do. This deck can only rip so hard. Dude, this rips ass. In a bad way. I don't like these. I don't like them at all. Blah. It's so gross. I don't know, like, Cool Tune as it stood already was like, you know, a random extra deck rip and then like a rip of one of the cards in your deck on the top of the deck, and that can be really annoying occasionally. But this is frustrating. This is extremely frustrating. Ugh. I don't like it. I don't like it. So there's no way that Cool Tune is surviving in Genesis at all. There's like no way. Like if you look at the last Farfa Genesis tournament, the top four, I should say, top four was 3 Cool Tune and 1 Doomsy. And yeah, that was with first wave Cool Tune, right? This is, wow. I mean, hell, Doomsies is getting new cards too. They're gonna have, in Genesis, they're gonna have to start hitting cards on release a lot harder. I think decks like Cool Tune and Doomsy should not be allowed to play non-engine. At least like pointed non-engine. They should be pointed so hard that their main engine costs like most of your points, at least 90 points. And maybe like the 90 points means you can't play 3 of some of your cards, right? Fuck, dude. Because you can't have, you can't have a deck like this in Genesis format at all. They're gonna have to hit. Oh my god, yeah, you have to hit back to back in Genesis format, because one of the main ways to get around this, Link monsters, is gone. The Mischief of the Gnomes effect, level of the monsters are increased by 2. Just like messing around with levels so we can't do Xyz summons and stuff like that. That's not acceptable in Genesis format. I feel like it shouldn't be acceptable. At least as a floodgate effect. If it's like one effect that changes something, I think that's an interesting interaction. I think I'm not saying this because this is a Speedroid card, because I'll call it the fact that Speedroid is a bit of a annoying ass deck if it was actually legitimately playable, because it's all negates. It's just a bunch of negates on board. Kind of annoying. Legitimately fair. But I think the graveyard effect of the Glider 2 is a legitimately interesting effect, where it prevents your opponent from doing like a Synchro Summon or an Ixie Summon with like the monsters they have on board when you use this effect. But it's only the monsters that are on board when you use that effect. It's not a lingering effect that lasts the entire turn. That would be annoying. I think this is annoying. I think this is extremely annoying, especially in Genesis format. And the 5, at least 4 extra deck rips. Jesus. That's so annoying. I don't even know if it's good to do that, or if you'd rather do something else. Legitimately, I don't know. It is just annoying. It is just so annoying. In certain matchups, it will be game determinative, because you're going to get like 3 guaranteed rips that you know you want for the turn, but those 3 guaranteed rips come after the random rips, by the way, and that means you can get rid of an entire play set of a card. There is no amount of a card that you can play that will prevent you from getting the entire play set removed from your extra deck. And that can be just fucking devastating for some decks. A lot of decks. Fuck, dude. That's so annoying. This is so annoying. Don't like that. This is just the most annoying kind of card design. Fucking hell. Don't like. No likey. Alright. That's all my thoughts, though. I'm just going to continue to say I don't like this forever. So let's call it here. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of these cards, and the new Solemn, which I think is quite interesting, and of course the new Wake Up. What are you doing with the Wake Ups? Are you playing Shadow, getting windy? Are you making a whole new Flip Monster deck? Let me see those Flip Monster decks. I want to see them, because I think there's something interesting we can do with all this new Flip Monster support and all the recent stuff we got, like Sunset Overdrive or whatever the fuck it was called. And what's the other one? Convertible, yeah, or the Dweller in the Jungle or whatever the heck. Lots of cool stuff we could do with Flip Monsters. So let me know in the comments down below about those and the cool tunes and all that stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey there, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've got a lot more for you if you want them. Just hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notifications. I'd also appreciate if you left me a like and a comment and maybe shared the video around with your friends. You can also follow me on all the usual social media sites. Just check out my website in the description below for more info. My videos are funded by my patrons, Ko-fi subscribers, and YouTube members, whose names you'll see scrolling by in these credits here. For just $1 a month, you too could find yourself here, trapped in my end screen for all eternity, among other benefits. In particular, I'd like to thank Jeremy Coatney, Frog Prince Michael, Fleakill, Haru Hayes, the Almighty Ferret Lord, Fire Mizumi, Beastman, Bryn, and Beelzis. A big thanks to all my patrons and to my little community as a whole. Remember to be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful whatever time it is for you. Bye-bye.